Hello students, how are you? I hope you all are fit and fine and in proper health. So in today's class, we're gonna study about a fresh unit, that is unit 3rd, about human body. Okay, and in this chapter 5, food and digestion, we're gonna talk about some inside the chapter points are there. So the first one is food, second one is nutrients, carbohydrates, fats, proteins, vitamins, minerals, water, roughage. Next point is balanced diet. Next is process of digestion. Next one is cooking food. And the next point is digestion. Next is healthy eating habits. And the next is food preservation. Okay. So point by point we're gonna do this one. So the first one is food. All living beings need food to stay alive. Food gives us energy and help us to grow. Food also repairs the worn out tissues of our body. So food also repairs our worn out tissues. Okay. And we eat various kinds of food that give all essential nutrients to the body to work, play and fight against diseases. This is because our body needs different substances for doing different things. Okay, why? Because our body needs different type of substances for doing different type of things. Okay, these nutrients provide energy. Some nutrients help to grow and others help to fight diseases. So these type of nutrients provide energy and some nutrients help to grow and others help to fight diseases. Okay, our body works non-stop when we run, walk or talk. Some parts of our body keep working even when we are asleep. So basically there are some internal parts of our body which are working still when we are sleeping. Okay, like for example, our lungs and heart, our body requires energy to do all this work. So basically for doing all these kind of work, our body requires energy and that energy we get from food. Okay, so here also in this figure you can see that the boy is having his breakfast, which is very much essential. So the next point is nutrients. Food is made up of useful substances called nutrients. These nutrients are present in different food items in different quantities. It is therefore important for us to eat various food items. The 5 nutrients present in our food are carbohydrates, fats, proteins, vitamins and minerals. Okay, so there are 5 main nutrients which are present in our food, that are carbohydrates, fats, proteins, vitamins and minerals. Okay, so the first one is carbohydrates. They provide us energy for doing work. So these carbohydrates provide energy for doing work. Sugar and starch are carbohydrates, and here also some food items are given like potato, bread, rice. These are the examples of carbohydrates. Okay, potato, rice, bread, banana and grapes are rich sources of carbohydrates. They are the energy giving food. Okay, so here comes the quenching scientific thirst point. Quenching scientific thirst. It is saying lack of iron in the blood causes anemia. So basically, if there is lack of iron in the blood, then it may cause the disease known as anemia. Okay. Now we come to the next point, that is one step ahead. It is saying carbohydrates are called the fuel of body. Carbohydrates are called the fuel of body. Why carbohydrates are known as the fuel of the body? Because they are the energy giving food. Okay, they contain the energy giving food. So now the next point is fats. First we studied about carbohydrate and the next one is fat. Okay, so it is saying they provide us more energy than carbohydrates. Extra fats can be stored in our body to be used later. So basically extra fats are stored in our body, and in which area that fat is stored? In like thigh area and the, you can say, like below the stomach area, abdomen area. Okay, so there are some fats which are stored in our body so that we can use it at some other time period. Okay, basically during the time when we are falling, like we just fall sick. Okay, at that time period that fat is used by our body to give us, energy. Okay, so next point is butter, ghee and nuts are rich sources of fats. So these are the examples of fats. Butter, ghee and nuts come under this one fat category. A person who does a lot of physical work needs more carbohydrates and fats. A person who does lots of physical work, they need more carbohydrates, energy giving food and fats. Okay, fats and carbohydrates, they both are called energy giving food. So they both are known as energy giving food. Okay, here you can see the energy giving food image. Here you can see ghee is there, butter is there, almond, that means the dry fruits, nuts is there. Okay, now come to the next point, that is protein. So first we study the carbohydrate one, and now the another one is the fat one, and the next this one is the protein. Okay, so in this one, these are the nutrients that help to build the body and make new cells. They also help in the repair of worn out tissues. Okay, the proteins also help in the repair of worn out tissues. Proteins are especially important for growing children. So basically a child needs more protein. Why a child need more protein? For the growth. Okay, for the growth they need more protein. They are called bodybuilding food. So proteins are known as bodybuilding food. Cheese, pulses, eggs, milk, meat and fish have lots of protein. So basically the food items under it are cheese, pulses, eggs, milk, meat and fishes. Okay, they contain lots of protein. And like if a vegetarian is there, then they should consume pulses and all, and if there is non-vegetarian, then they will consume eggs, meat and fish and all to get the protein, to get that requirement. So here in this image also you can see the bodybuilding food. The eggs you can see, meat is there, milk is there, which provide you protein. Okay, now we come to the next point, that is vitamins. So first one was carbohydrate, second one was fats, which both for carbohydrate and fats are known as energy giving food. Then comes the bodybuilding food, that is protein. Now the next point is vitamin. So we're going to talk about vitamins. So these are needed in very small quantities by our body. They keep us healthy by helping the body to fight against diseases. They also help in proper working of our eyes, nerves, gums, skin, etc. Okay, vitamin A keeps the eyes and skin healthy. Okay, so in vitamin also there are further divided into category, like they are categorized into different type of vitamins. Like the first is the vitamin A, which is very much essential for the working of our eyes and for our skin, to make our eyes and skin healthy. Okay, then comes the vitamin B, is good for muscles and nerves. Vitamin B is good for muscles and nerves. Okay, vitamin C makes strong gums and heals our wounds fast. So basically vitamin C makes your gums, which are in your mouth region, inside your mouth region, and heals your wounds. Wounds means the scratches and all which you which you get when you suddenly get into some kind of incident. Okay, at that time period, so that wound get fastly repaired, and that gums are made up strong by this vitamin only, vitamin C. Okay, next comes the vitamin D, makes teeth and bones strong. So vitamin D make your teeth and bones strong. Okay, fresh fruits, vegetables, fish and milk are rich in vitamins. So basically fresh fruits and vegetables and fish and milk are rich in vitamins. Okay, now we come to the next point, that is minerals. So first we talked about the carbohydrate one and the fat one, which are the energy giving food. Then we talked about protein, which is the bodybuilding food. Then we talked about the mineral one, vitamin one, in which we talked about that there are different types of vitamin A, vitamin B, vitamin C and vitamin D. Okay, now we're going to talk about minerals. So it is saying that these are also needed in very small quantities to keep us fit and healthy. So these are also needed, but in very small quantity to keep us fit and healthy. So calcium, a mineral, is used for building bones and teeth. So in this mineral comes the calcium. In this mineral category comes the calcium, which is used for building our bones and teeth. Okay. Milk and green leafy vegetables are rich source of calcium. Milk and green leafy vegetables are the rich source of calcium. It is in lime also. So that means the lemon also contain this mineral. Okay. And milk and green leafy vegetables are also the rich source of this calcium. As you can see in the food, in this one, protective food is given here in this figure. There are fruits given and vegetables given. Okay. Now it is saying that vegetables and fruits like spinach and apples contain iron, which help our body to carry oxygen. So basically vegetables and fruits like spinach and apples contain iron with it. Okay, by which are it just help our blood to carry that oxygen. Okay, it just help our blood to carry the oxygen to all parts of our body. Next comes the interesting fact, that is quenching scientific thirst. It is saying vitamins and minerals are called protective food. Vitamins and minerals both are known as protective food. Okay. Now comes the next one, that is water. Now you are in that zone that how can water be an important type of element or nutrition. Okay, but yes, water is an important type of mineral, we can say important type of nutrition. So almost 3/4 of our body is made up of water, as you all know, and we also lose a lot of water in the form of sweat or through urine from our body. So basically we lose a lot of water from our sweat and urine from our body. Okay, if the amount of water in our body become less, we feel thirsty. Water helps our body to work well and maintains our body temperature. We must drink at least 8 to 10 glasses of water every day. So basically water helps our body to work well and also hydrate us, also maintain our body temperature, also hydrate us, and we should drink and we must drink 8 to 10 glasses of water every day. Okay, here the water image is also given. Okay, so now next one is roughage or fiber. Roughage or fiber. It is saying that roughage is the fiber present in the food we eat. So roughage is that fiber which is present in the food we eat. Okay, it helps our body to get rid of waste. So basically by consuming roughage, our body is able to get rid of the waste. Okay, for example, apple, guava, pear, etc. contain a lot of fiber in it. That means a lot of roughage is there. Okay, so that means there are some fruits and vegetables which contain this type of roughage or fiber. Okay, and which helps to get release our waste products and all. So as we have studied these whole nutrients, so the first one was carbohydrate and the second one was fat. They both are known as energy giving food. Then comes the protein, which is the bodybuilding food. Then comes the vitamins and minerals, which are the protective food. Okay, And then we talked about water, which is an essential element. And then we talked about the roughage or fiber. Now here comes the balanced diet. And in this, it is saying that a diet that contains the right amount of carbohydrate, protein, fat, mineral, salts, vitamins, roughage, and water is called a balanced diet. So in balanced diet, it contains carbohydrate, protein, fat, mineral, salt, vitamin, roughage, and water. Okay. To stay healthy and to grow well, it is essential to have a balanced diet. To stay healthy and to grow well, it is essential to have a balanced diet. Milk is a complete balanced diet. And milk is that one which is a complete balanced diet because it contains various type of nutrients in it. Carbohydrate, protein, fat, and also calcium, which is a mineral. Okay. And now here you can see this food groups. Here you can see the fats, oil, sugar, and salt used in small amount. Meat and alternatives are also given. 2 to 3 servings per day. It should be there. Fruits and vegetables is given 2 servings each per day, and rice and alternatives are given here 5 to 7 servings per day. It should be required. And in this figure, it is saying that it is telling you that select more. What type of food item you should select more? It is green, fresh, fresh vegetables and fruits. Okay, and also rice and alternatives. And the less one is the fats one. Okay. Then comes the digestion process. So in this point, digestion, it is saying all living beings need energy. Food is the main source of energy. Food may not be in a form that the body can use directly. It has to be changed into simple and usable form. So basically the food changes from complex to simple form. Okay. And by the process of digestion only, it can take place. So digestion is the process of breaking down food into simpler forms so that it can be used by the body. So basically in this digestion form, the food is, break down from the complex to the simpler form so that it can be used in our body. And digested food is absorbed by the blood and taken to all parts of the body. And the digested food, the food which is digested, it just absorbed by our blood and it is taken to all parts of our body, by which we get this energy and all. The digestive system helps the body to digest the eaten food. The digestive system helps the body to digest the eaten food. Okay. So here is the process of digestion given over here. It is saying digestion begins in the mouth itself. When we start eating, our teeth break up the food into smaller pieces. Okay, so basically digestion start in the mouth itself when you just bite the food and chew the food properly, and then it go inside your body. Okay, the liquid in our mouth is called saliva, which help us to digest the food. So basically there is a liquid inside our mouth that is known as saliva. Okay, and which is present inside our mouth, which helps in the digestion process in digesting the food. So saliva soften the food and change it into pulp. Okay, so basically saliva just soften the food which you are eating, which you are chewing, and change it into little crumbs of that pulp one. Okay, the tongue then pushes bits of this mashed food into the throat where it is swallowed. So basically the tongue also helps. The tongue also pushes the bits of this mashed food into our throat area and where it is swallowed. Okay, from the mouth the food passes through the food pipe into the stomach. So from the mouth the food passes through food pipe. There is a food pipe in our that throat area, and it then goes directly into the stomach. Okay, the stomach plays an important role in digestion. It is a hollow muscular bag. The strong muscles of the stomach use digestive juices to digest the food. Okay, it changes the mashed food into semi-solid form. Food remains in the stomach from 1 to 4 hours. So basically the food remains in the stomach from 1 to 4 hours. This is why we feel full in the evening after a very heavy afternoon meal. So basically after having a very heavy afternoon meal, that means the lunch, by having the heavy lunch, we still feel full during the evening time. Okay. When the stomach has finished its work, muscles at the lower end of the stomach open. The liquid food now moves to the small intestine and digestion is completed in the small intestine. Okay. The liver, gallbladder and the pancreas help the small intestine to complete the digestion process. So basically there is like liver, gallbladder and pancreas which help the small intestine to completely digest the food. To complete the digestion process, the liver secretes bile which help to digest fats. So basically the liver secrete a kind of juice that is known as bile juice and which help in digesting the fats. Okay. Here you can see the image, the human digestive system you can see, and here you can see that this person is having an apple, eating an apple, and by chewing it, by that mouth area it goes, oral cavity that is known as, that our teeth area that is known as oral cavity, and then it goes directly into that, and the salivary glands help secrete the saliva, and it mixes with that saliva, that food particle mixes with the saliva, and little pulp it changed, and the tongue also pushes it down, that crumbs, and it goes directly into the esophagus. Esophagus means the food pipe. Okay. And then it goes directly to the stomach area. Here you can see liver is given, gallbladder is there, small intestine where the whole digestion process take place, completed, and there is appendix given, pharynx given here, salivary glands are given here, rectum is there also, pancreas you can see here, over there, stomach you can see in this area, appendix is given, and there is large intestine given, and from the large intestine you see that the waste material go from the outside through the large intestine. Okay. And anus is that point from where your waste material got released in the form of urine or and feces. Okay. Now we come to the next point. It is saying the food is now in a simple form. It passes through the walls of the small intestine into blood. When the food completely got digested, it passes through the small intestine to the blood, and from the blood it goes to all over parts of the body. The blood carries it all parts of the body. The undigested food and water in the small intestine passes into the large intestine. The large intestine allows water and leftover useful substances to pass back into the blood. Okay, to pass back into the blood. The undigested food remain inside. The undigested food remain inside, and then the undigested food passes into the large intestine. That undigested food passes into the large intestine. The blood vessels in the walls of the large intestine absorb the extra water. The semi-solid waste is passed out through the anus. So through the anus, the semi-solid means the urine is passed through the anus when we go to the washroom or to the toilet and defecate in the morning. Okay, feces and urine get passed through that area. Okay, as you can see in this image, the digestion process in human being is given here. In this diagram, you can see that. And now there is some point that is strange but true. It is saying if you stretch the whole of the digestive tract, it would be about 10 meters long. So basically it is saying that if you stretch the whole of the digestive tract area, it is about 10 meters long. Okay. Now we're going to talk about some healthy eating habits. So there are some healthy eating habits. So the first point, it is saying that always, in this image you can see that always wash your hands before and after your meal. So before having your meal and after having your meal, you should wash your hands. Okay. Next point is do not eat uncovered and stale food. So basically one should not eat the street food, or one should not eat that uncovered and stale food. The food which is which is totally worn out, we can say, and not fit for your like eating. Okay. Third one, it is saying avoid eating food sold by hawkers. So basically, you should avoid eating food which is sold by the hawkers, street hawkers and all. Okay, it is unhealthy. Then fourth point, always eat a balanced diet. So one should always have a balanced diet. Fifth one is while eating, you should not talk to anyone. So while eating, one should not talk to anyone. Silently they should eat. And then comes the sixth point, which is saying always eat at a fixed time and after a fixed interval of time. Okay, so always eat at a fixed time and after a fixed interval of time. Then the seventh point is avoid overeating. One should avoid overeating completely. Eighth point is avoid eating preserved food and try to eat fresh food only. So it is saying that avoid eating preserved food and try to eat fresh food only, which is freshly cooked. The ninth point is always eat slowly and chew well your food before swallowing. So before swallowing, always eat your food slowly and chew it well. Okay. Then 10th one, wash your mouth or rinse your mouth after eating. So after eating, you should rinse your mouth. Okay. Next one is brush your teeth before sleeping. So one should brush their teeth twice a day, that is in the morning and before sleeping. Okay. Now we come to the next point, that is cooking food. So it is saying some foodstuff can be eaten raw while some others need to be cooked. So there are some foodstuff which can be eaten raw and there are some which should be eaten by cooking, like after cooking. Cooking kills germs. It also makes the food soft, tasty and easier to digest. So why should we cook? We cook because cooking kill germs. It also makes the food soft, tasty and easier to digest. Okay. While cooking the food, we must keep in mind the following things. The first one is wash all raw foodstuff well before cooking so as to free them from dust and germs. So one should wash thoroughly all the foodstuff before cooking. Okay. Do not throw away the water in which pulses or grams are soaked, as it contains vitamins. So it is saying that don't throw the water in which the pulses or grams are soaked, because that water contains vitamins. Okay. Use this water while cooking. So one should use that water for cooking. Okay, while cooking. Next point is wash fruits and vegetables before they are chopped. So basically one should wash thoroughly fruits and vegetables before they are chopped. They lose their nutrients if washed after chopping, because after chopping, if you wash that fruit or vegetable, they may lose their nutrients, because the nutrients are present inside that vegetable or fruit. Okay. So next point is for boiling, take just enough water so that the water which has absorbed nutrients from the food is not thrown away. So one should take at that quantity of water only which is required for that food item. And then it is saying do not overcook or reheat food. It destroys all the nutrients. So once the food is cooked, you should not overcook it or reheat that food, because it destroys the nutrients. And the next one is food can be cooked in different ways. So there are different ways the food can be cooked. As you can see in the figure, first one is steaming, which is idli. Like idli is steamed, then you can consume it. And then comes the frying. By frying, what type of food item you fry, that is puri or pakoras and all. Okay. And then next one is roasting, that is meat. Then comes the boiling part, which is eggs, and baking, bread or cakes. Okay. In this food preservation, the process of treating food in a way that preserves it for a long time is called food preservation. The food can be preserved by boiling the milk, freezing the meat, dehydrating the vegetables, salting the pickles, sweetening the jams, canning the fruits and juices, etc. Okay. So these are the types by which you can preserve the food. Okay. Then comes the interesting point, quenching scientific thirst. It is saying if we uncoil our intestine, it would be nearly 33 feet long. So basically, if we uncoil our small and large intestine, it would be nearly 33 feet long. Okay. Now, it is saying that food is very valuable, so we should not waste it. Milk can be saved by pasteurization. Now, what is pasteurization? Pasteurization is a process of heating food, which is usually a liquid, to a specific temperature for a predefined length of time, and then immediately cooling it after it is removed from the heat. So first you have to heat the milk, and then after heating that milk, you just have to cool it. Okay, let it cool. And this whole process is known as what? This is known as pasteurization. And you should not reheat that milk, otherwise it will lose its all nutrients and all. Okay, so it is saying that boiling the milk, here the figure is given, boiling the milk, which is the pasteurization process. Then salting the pickles. Then there is dehydrating the vegetables by drying them under the sun, and then canning the food. There are like fishes which come in canning form, and there is also some kind of soups or noodles. Okay, now we're going to talk about strange but true fact, that is, milk is a complete food. It contains carbohydrates, minerals, and even fats, except iron and vitamin C. So except iron and vitamin C, it contains lots of other nutrients, that is carbohydrate, mineral, and even fats. Okay. Sun drying method can also preserve food. Example, mint, coriander, etc. are dried for storage. Food can be freezed at a lower temperature for preservation. Example, meat, milk, eggs, etc. are kept in refrigerator. Okay. Now we're going to talk about some scientific terms. So the first is defecate, which means to get rid of the waste from the body. Next is energy, which is the ability to be very active. Next one is flushed, which is the word used for cleaning a toilet seat with water. Okay. Next is leftover, which is the remainder. Next one is mashed, which is to mix or crush until it's soft. Next is pasteurization, which means to make free from bacteria by heating and cooling. Next one is worn out, which means damaged by long or hard use. That is known as worn out. Okay, now we're going to talk about some chapter at a glance point. So the first one is food gives us energy and help us to grow. Second is proteins help in bodybuilding. Carbohydrates and fats provide energy, and vitamins and minerals protect us from diseases. Okay, so basically proteins are the bodybuilding one, carbohydrate and fats are the energy giving food, and vitamin and mineral are the protective food. Okay, now roughage is the fiber content present in our food. Next point is food is an energy source that has to be changed to a usable form. Okay, digestion is the process in which food is broken down into a usable form. Next one is the digestive system consists of the mouth, food pipe, stomach, small and large, intestines, rectum, and anus. Okay. Now the another point is proper food habits makes us healthy and fit. Next one is cooking makes the food soft, tasty, and easy to digest. Next one is always wash your hands before and after your meal. Okay, so students, now we're going to do some exercises. So the first one is fill in the blanks. So in this fill in the blanks, the first question is digestion is completed in the dash intestine. In which intestine digestion is completed? In small intestine. So you have to write small in this blank. Second is the three glands that help to complete the digestion are dash, dash, and dash. So there are three glands which help to complete the digestion process. So what are those glands? So there is, this one bile, which is, in this, the fats, the bile juices are released. Okay, uh, is released from which organ? It is from liver. Okay. So basically, in the second one, the three glands that help to complete the digestion are liver, then gallbladder, and pancreas. Okay, so you have to write liver, gallbladder, and pancreas. So third one, solids move from large intestine into the dash. So solid move from the waste material. The solid move from large intestine into the dash. That is the rectum. So you have to write rectum in this one. In the fourth one, the liver secretes dash. The liver secretes bile, which digests fat. Okay. Fifth one, digestion begins in the dash. Digestion starts in the mouth region. So that you have to write mouth here. Okay. Now the next one, undigested solid waste is thrown out from the dash. There is some undigested solid waste. It is thrown out from anus. Okay, so you have to write anus here in this sixth one. Seventh one, dash in the digestive system connects the mouth to the stomach. There is a pipe which connects the mouth to the stomach, that is the esophagus, or it is also known as food pipe. So you have to write food pipe in this seventh one. Then eighth one, dash soften food in our mouth. So dash is the thing which soften the food in our mouth. That is saliva. So you have to write saliva in this one, in this blank. Okay. Now come to the next one, that is true or false. So the first one is food passes from small intestine to the large intestine. Yes, the food which are like the undigested one, which are the waste one, it goes into the large intestine, and the digested one is in the small intestine. So this one we will put true. Next one is cheese and milk have lots of proteins. Basically, cheese and milk. So yes, milk contains protein, and cheese also contain a type of fat in it. Okay, so we can say that yes, it is true. Next one is food moves down the food pipe into the small intestine. Food moves down the food pipe into the small intestine. So basically, the food from the food pipe, it goes to the stomach, not in the small intestine. So this statement is false. Next one is food should be overcooked. No, food should not be overcooked. This statement is also false. Next one is vitamins are needed in large amount to our body. Vitamins are needed in large amount to our body. So basically, in the small amount it is needed. So that means this statement is false. Now we're gonna do one word exercise. It is saying, first one, write one bodybuilding food. So you have to write one bodybuilding food, that is the from the protein. You can give example like pulses is there, and meat is there, fish is there, etc. Then second one, write one energy giving food. Energy giving food, you can give example from carbohydrates and fats one. From the fats you can give butter. Carbohydrates, from carbohydrates you can give potato, rice, etc. Then this process saves milk. Which is that process which saves milk? That is pasteurization. So you have to write pasteurization in this blank. Then the last one is what is needed to stay healthy and to grow well. What is needed to stay healthy and grow well is food. Okay, or balanced diet. You can write balanced diet over here in this blank. Now here comes the MCQ part. First one is anemia is caused by dash. Anemia is caused by lack of iron. Okay, so just tick that one, lack of iron. Second one, which method is preferable for ideal cooking? For ideal cooking, which method is preferable? Is it like roasting, frying, or steaming? It is steaming. Because by roasting and frying, you may get some kind of large amount of fats and all. Okay, and by steaming, you will remain healthy. Okay. Then third one, green leafy vegetables are rich in dash. Green leafy vegetables are rich in vitamins and minerals. So just tick that one. Then fourth one, a balanced diet contains the right amount of dash. A balanced diet contains right amount of vitamin, fiber and water, carbohydrates or protein, or fats and mineral salts. So basically, a balanced diet contains the right amount of vitamins, fiber, and water. And it also contains carbohydrate and protein basically. So I think D1 is also right. And balanced diet also contain fats and mineral salts. So C1 is also correct. Okay. So students, I hope you got the whole chapter and understood this whole chapter and the whole digestion process you understood. And the homework is that you have to read this whole chapter and also practice the MCQ and question answers and all. And you can also draw the diagram of the human digestive system. So students, take care. Stay healthy. Bye-bye.